Hello and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but I have been in the gardens. So today I'm going to do a quick video. I'm having trouble breathing today, which is a norm for me anyways, but our air quality is really bad from the smoke from Canada. It's here and it's pretty thick. So I'm going to share this folio I made, and it's to house the ribbon holders that I make. And this is spoken for. I had a request from a customer to make one, so I finally finished it. I've been working on it on and off for several weeks now. So, and it's out of a sewing pattern like this. I just took it apart. I cut all the sides and then glued it to file folder. My only lesson one of the lessons I learned was after I cut it apart, I should have glued it to copy paper or some thin paper, because when I scored it here, it split, which resulted in me putting lace there. I kind of didn't want to do that. I really wanted to see the whole pattern, like the name, McCall's is here, and the number. I just like that look, and I wanted to see this part here too, which has some information there too. Yeah, see, this would be like this. So there is some information here too on the pattern, but that's okay. I glued the back down. There is some writing here. I left that. I didn't erase it. I did sew all the way around, and that was after I got everything put in. So that was kind of tricky, but I wanted to have everything stitched in from the inside, and I made my own strap here. This is where I will have to learn from what I'm going to make my closure. That's one struggle I have with finishing things. I did round the corners. That was a little difficult because it was pretty thick, but I just used my corner chomper and then cut it with scissors because it already had the shape. So there you go. And I used the Tim Holtz hitch fastener, if I didn't already say that. And then the strap I made from the material from the inside here. I just made a tube long strap and then put a hole. And then I used the fray check on the hole. I cut all the threads because once I cut it, I used my, what is that? Gee whiz. The Big Bite. I used this to make the hole, and it had a lot of threads there, so I cut them all, and then I put some of this in there and then let it dry. It does sometimes discolor it, but that went away, and I just snipped some extra threads that were there. That way it gave it some stability to go on and off there without falling apart. You can put this all the way around fabric so it doesn't fray. The only thing with that is it does have an odor, and that goes away after time, but it makes it stiff. It's really stiff. It's like makes it really hard to the touch. So I just use it, you know, for like buttonholes and stuff like that. All right, so let's go inside. And this is totally made custom for what my customer wanted, to house the ribbon holders. And I forgot to put some in there. So I do have some, but there is a pocket here, and I used some wide lace that I had, and I sewed it to the tracing paper, the 45-pound tracing paper. And all I did was I made it long enough so that I could score it and fold it down so that you would have a clean finish here. And then before I put it on here, I sewed on the lace onto the tracing paper so it would stay, and I sewed it here. And then I used, I need some glue there, I see, because I couldn't stitch here. So I just need a little bit of glue right there. That's okay. This edge here, I use double stick tape, but I wouldn't recommend using double stick tape anywhere where you're going to sew. That's a sad lesson I learned. So, yeah. So I use the hidden spine method, and then which I used the tissue paper for everything. And these are the pages. There are 4 for large ribbon holders, and then there are 4 for the medium and small. And then there's a pocket in the back, and I did that to, I did it this way here to hide the strap, because the strap is in there. So, but I put everything in place, and then I sewed all the way around. It was a little tricky with this. I had to stop and start and move this to one side, and I sewed it from this side here so you would have the clean edge. And I didn't put this in until after I sewed. So I had to think things through. So I picked it up and put it down, picked it up, put it down several days to think, how did I want to do this? So I'm hoping she's going to love it. And I did the same thing. This is just white copy paper, and I did the same thing. I sewed it onto the white copy paper, then tacked it down. Same with this pocket here, tacked it down, and then it was caught in when I sewed all the way around. Now the outside lace here that's on here, I cut it a little bit long so that I wouldn't mess up and have it be short. Then when I put it on here, I had little bits extra on each end, and instead of cutting them off, I flipped them in and glued them down, and I really like that look. So I have a few threads everywhere. But this is fabric is, I have quite a bit of it. I'm trying to use it up. I've been pulling out fabric. It's just kind of like lacy. I forget what you call this, but yeah, it's really pretty. So I just glued it to the file folder there. And I did that, the white, because I used the tissue paper for the trim and for the backdrop, and it just to me was too dark. And I had it on the inside here too, and I wanted to brighten it up to make it cheerful. And I did sign it here, sign and date it there. I got some ribbon holders to show you how they will fit in there. Okay, I should have some here. Let's see. I don't have very many large ones. I don't make these ahead of time, and my customer already has hers. Just because it takes a lot of time to make these, gluing time and drying time and die cutting and all of that. So I just pretty much do these as they the order comes in. That's why it takes me so long to make them. So these are extras that I have. But yeah, you could put quite a few. These are just all extra. I really didn't check to see like how many you could fit in there, but you could fit quite a few. in each one. And I have some plastic sheets from, I don't know if they're projector sheets or what, for the pocket. So, yeah. So there's that. There's 4 pockets there for the larger ones. And then I've got these pockets here for medium and small. Hang on. I thought somebody was pulling in. Sorry. Let's see. Oh, I do have some brown ones here. But yeah. These are just extras I have that I give to people for samples. So you can get quite a few in each. And I always make, when I make these, I make them from start over making them. I don't grab from my stash because every package of paper has a different, as you can see, a different tone. It's so weird. Like it could say brown craft, but they could have different. So I try to make an order from the same pack of paper is what I'm trying to say. It's just, I'm just struggling to breathe today. So basically, this is what she wanted to store her ribbon holders when she wasn't using them. So I could put a couple more in here. These are just from the ones that I stamp. And then I've got plenty of small ones here that I can put in. Now it looks like I made one of the pockets too tall. These would go in there. I don't know how many you want to store. But I couldn't take it off, and I'll show you in a minute here. Just trying to get all the brown ones. Oops, hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. So I may in the future make more of these. I'm not sure, but I would just make them and then sell them. And I've got a sneeze coming on, sorry. Nope, it won't. The smoke is really thick, and I gotta go out and water the garden today too. But I won't be out there that long. See, this pocket is too deep, but once I did it, I couldn't take it off, so it'll just have to be. Sometimes that happens. So, and I used the Tim Holtz crochet die set there for these, for the top of the pocket. So I really love that set. I've used it a lot. So as you can see, you could store quite a bit in here, and I wasn't really sure how many items she was going to put in there. So I gave enough room here, maybe a little bit too much, but you know, yeah, I might have a little bit too much there, but I'll leave it. I'm going to leave it. I'd rather have enough room than not enough room there. So it's pretty good. It sits pretty good. So that's that. That is my little sewing themed folio. I'm pretty happy how it turned out. The pattern did have a rip here, and I still glued it down. But I really wanted to see the whole pattern in its entirety. So, but I think it turned out really well for something I wasn't sure what I was going to do. But yeah, I love the way it turned out. So I'm going to take these out so I can get this off to my customer. And I just used all the pattern pieces for the backgrounds. I sewed on all of these little pieces before I put them on. This is the same, excuse my reach. I've used this many times. I love it, from Tonic. It's a Keepsake bookmaker die set, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So there's that. And then I'll just throw these in here and deal with them later. Kind of have a new system now because of I'm in a sunroom in my craft room, so I get a lot of light, which is awesome, but it does bleach things if you have them in direct sunlight. So now I'll show you in a sec. Just take these little bits out. I have quite a few of these. These are cute. And when I open my shop back up, I will have these in a set where you can order a set of these. I'm praying that I made a photos of the ones I made, because I had a customer that wanted that. See, that pocket's too big, but that's okay. There we go. I can't do nothing about it. It's already put together. I realized it after. And I just keep all my, these are all the sewing themed items. Hobby Lobby has these craft boxes. Well, they're boxes for $2.99 now. So, and it's great because I can keep all my stuff in there. I try to maximize everything in there so I don't have too many boxes, but it keeps everything safe. So these are all my thread organizers, ribbon holders, and sewing die cuts. I have a container of bits that I use for decorating things or that. I have all those in there. I had to get rid of a lot of them because they were all bleached by the sun. So, but yeah, now I keep everything like this on a shelf. They're all uniform and they stack nicely. So that's Hobby Lobby. So I'm pretty happy. I'm glad I finished this finally and I can get it off to my customer. I will be trimming threads here for a little bit, but there you go. Oh yeah, and I need to add a little bit of glue right here. Let me do that right now before I forget. And that's just the top part of the lace onto the tracing paper. I'm just going to use that so I don't get my fingers gluey. There we go. That should stay. That should be pretty good. So yeah, I'm pretty happy how that turned out. So that's my share for today. And I don't know. I'm not going to say never, but you may see more of these. It took a while, and it for me to figure out what I wanted to do. You know. But yeah, I'm happy with how that turned out. You know, we'll see. I might make more. And I might do it differently too. But, yep. All right. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. And take care. Bye.